All right.
And this is going to be our 3 seed versus our 7 seed.
Yeah, wow.
Shawn being the 3 seed, getting to be on the play.
How great is it got to be Jordan Soccer right now? You win your worst matchup in top 8, and then your semifinal matchup concedes to you.
He's got to be feeling great.
Yeah. Here we go. Shawn Tabrizi starting off Volcanic Island into Ponder.
Yeah, looks like an easy shuffle, seeing no lands and no castable spells.
Yeah. It'll be really interesting to see how this. It'll be really interesting to see how this matchup kind of shakes down between the two variants of this deck. Shawn probably having more like spot-based removal kind of answers, whereas Jeremy will have more kind of awkward to deal with threats and card advantage options, like in between True Name Nemesis and like Leovolds and things.
Yeah, Shawn does have access to his own true names. He also has Gurmag Angler, which I'm not sure if either player actually has a way to kill it.
Yeah, it might just live. Or get chump blocked by True Name forever.
Yes.
The other thing for Jeremy is he has access to green, which maybe help him fight against with life gains with the Deathrite Shamans, where Shawn cannot fight.
Shawn does have a Tropical Island in his deck.
Okay, so he has one. So he can try to.
Yeah.
Not totally dead.
Completely shut off a green mana.
But it'll be interesting to see if the two different changes in this deck. There's a Daze.
Ooh,
All Daze that as well. Well, this Deathrite Shaman's going to resolve. Again, we get a fun board state of Deathrite Shaman and nothing else.
Is that that's a Gurmag Angler's a black card in Shawn's hand, I believe?
Yes, that's what it looks like.
Well, that's probably not coming out anytime soon. Shawn can keep drawing cards with these Ponders, hope to find a faster threat.
Looks like there might be a Fatal Push. Second from the top.
I can't see her currently.
Yeah, not now.
Either way, not something he's going to be able to cast this turn.
No. Unfortunately, he's digging for... does he have another land is the question.
Yeah, he's got a Polluted Delta in his hand.
Well, he's unable to cast him.
Yeah.
If he found a Gitaxian Probe, he could just fire that off to try to see what's going on. But I don't know how much he likes the top 2 cards of his library.
Yeah, also maybe waiting to combo with the Pyromancer later.
Here comes Delver of Secrets.
Jeremy's got the creature heavy start, but not too much interaction.
The Daze, though, was pretty crucial.
Yeah.
Because now he's able to play around a second Daze.
No.
Yeah, this is going to get Dazed.
Yeah. Shawn dazing whatever he can.
Again. As we continue the sequence of odd board states, Delver Deathrite Shaman land features nothing.
And if Shawn does have a Fatal Push, we'll see which of these 2 creatures he would rather get rid of.
Yeah.
Or he does have the option of just playing out a Gurmag Angler.
And again, if you anticipate this matchup can't be seen very well, although Jeremy will have a Force of Will if he knows he can't answer it.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Jeremy down to just a Force of Will and a Ponder in his hand, plus some irrelevant lands. And Shawn could slam the Angler and essentially force Jeremy to use all of his spells to deal with it.
Yeah,
looks like that's what he's going to do.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
Ooh, and I actually think I see another Daze in Shawn's hand.
Oh,
this is going to be brutal.
3 Dazes. Brutal.
Yeah.
Force of Will?
Oh, I actually think I see a 4th Daze.
Oh, jeez. No Daze for you. He's got Daze for days.
You beat me to it.
Yeah, I saw it like coming to the forefront. I'm like, oh, I gotta jump it.
Yeah. Alright. So Jeremy really needs this this Delver to flip right now, and it does not.
Oh,
his Delver woes continue.
As he drew another Deathrite Shaman.
Well, that's not the worst, but it's certainly not a spell that he would have really liked to see there.
Yeah. Casting another Deathrite Shaman. Yep, taking taking 5, going to 13. Shawn's going to follow up with his own Deathrite Shaman.
Yeah, but these Deathrites are not going to be able to race as well, as there's only 3 spells left in the graveyard, thanks to Gurmag eating Shawn's entire graveyard.
Yeah. Attack for 3. You're at 13. Not to mention he only has, oh no, he'll have 2 black sources, I was going to say.
Yeah, and revealing Daze to Delver is not ideal, as Shawn can choose to play around it if he wants to.
Yeah. It's better just to draw 4 of them.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, Shawn's hand is just stacked here now. He's got Force of Will as well.
Yeah, we'll see if he even wants to cast the Ponder. And he's going to choose to. Does put an extra spell into the yard for these Deathrites, but I don't know if that's going to necessarily matter.
Yeah, I think you're fine doing this because you know you have counter magic to back up whatever play that Jeremy tries to make, as well as you're going to make him fight these Deathrite Shaman battles. So he'll only be able to really exile 1 a turn. It's only going to drain for 2.
Yeah, Shawn can also find a bolt that would just cut an entire turn off the clock. Be pretty fantastic.
Yeah. If he finds a bolt, he just wins.
Well, unless Jeremy is willing to chump block this Gurmag Angler.
Yeah. Which I'm sure he will eventually, but...
Is that another Deathrite?
Yeah, it looks like it.
So this would get dazed and would take down Shawn's black mana, but it might be worth it here.
In response to this, we're going to eat. Lose 2. I don't know how I feel about this, actually, this casting the second Deathrite Shaman. Because now you have 2 left. You can daze this other Deathrite Shaman if you want to, which you will. He'll then have access to double activation.
Is Shawn gonna... So this doesn't accomplish anything since Jeremy has the Tropical Ion left.
Yeah.
He could force pitching the Daze if he wants to.
The downside here is, again, it may end up meaning that there's not going to... Or... It's interesting. I think Shawn also is probably contemplating just loading up the graveyard with as many spells as possible, so he can try to double activate Deathrite Shamans.
So what this Daze accomplishes is just returning a land to Shawn's hand that he's then going to replay to have an extra mana left over. Or he's not going to play it.
I think all that happened to... Yeah,
no, he was casting the Deathrite, which then...
Awkward.
Yeah.
So let's see here as...
Also worth noting that puts a creature in the graveyard, so a lightning bolt off the top is no longer immediately lethal.
That is super awkward here from... Interesting. We'll see how this plays out. Yeah, he'll just eat 1. He'll eat the Daze. Bring you to 4.
Put him down to 2.
Yeah. And now he's just dead on... Potential crackback. Found another Force of Will. That might not be good enough. Wow. Jeremy Edwards taking himself from a very sticky situation and managing to maneuver his way through 4 dazes.
Yeah, I think Shawn drew 1 too many dazes this game.
Apparently daze for days is not the option that you want to be having.
The first 3 were great. The last one, not so much.
Not so much, yeah. And turns out Deathrite Shaman, hell of a magic card.
Jeremy now deciding if he's willing to block.
So the awkward thing here is a block means that you are... I don't think you'd block. Yeah, you just take 5. Like, as if you block, now your Delver has to live in order for you to lethal Shawn. Whereas now, even if he has the bolt, you can play around it and not die.
Yeah, well, if he blocks, then the lightning bolt that he'd be playing around would just target the Delver. Ooh, looks like he's going to gain life, though.
Oh, that is risky. Oh, didn't get punished for it. If Shawn had the bolt, that was the time he could have cast it.
Yeah.
That was greedy there from Jeremy.
I think Jeremy, by not blocking it, already resigned it. He's not playing around bolt.
Yeah.
However, this does mean that Shawn's own Deathrite plus Stifle can counter the 2 Deathrite activations. So he's not going to be immediately dead here. Yeah, so respond to this with his own Deathrite.
Yeah.
And
then we'll respond to that by eating...
if Jeremy has nothing, then that means Shawn wins this.
Wow. Wow. Jeremy. Do you have a blocker?
Yeah, he just needs any creature to block the Skirmag, and he's got the Delver.
Does Shawn have another blue card in hand? Because he has the Force Will.
He's at 1, he can't...
Oh, he can't Force Will. Double Force Will stuck in hand. Wow. Awkward. Whew.
So if Shawn draws a removal spell, he wins, but otherwise, I think it's not good.
He drew a Stifle, it looks like.
Yeah, that's
too late.
not
Not going to be good enough.
Oh, man.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Wow.
Yeah.
But, again, just the pins and needles of this match, there's just so small the margins. I block. Okay.
That'll do it.
Game 2. Jeremy takes game 1.
Drawing the extra Delver there in the last turn. Just have a jump blocker. Shawn so close to sealing with that Stifle.
Yeah, that Stifle was big. Again, Jeremy being a little bit aggressive with some of his exiles, I think, but
yeah, the gain life on the gaining life with the Deathrite that one turn.
Yeah,
didn't seem like it would have been relevant.
Yeah, and I don't even know if you need to like.
Could have just drained it to play around Stifle.
Yeah, I don't even know if you need to like tap out against the Deathrite Shaman because of the Stifle plays. Like you can at least hold open, but I guess he did have the other creature, so he knew he could at least.
Well, if he had instead drained for 2 there on the end step, then it would have played around exactly Stifle, but not played around a top deck Lightning Bolt.
Yeah,
I guess.
Well, I was saying instead of end of turn, even on your turn, you don't try to go for it. You just try to wait until that Deathrite Shaman is tapped on the other side of the board.
Yeah, that's possible.
Because Shawn's at 1, you then get to hold back your Deathrite Shamans to block if he finds a non-bolt removal, and if he does find a bolt, you get to eat your own.
Yeah, though if you're doing that, then you're just chump blocking with Deathrite never getting to activate it, which is not ideal. I think Jeremy wanted to get at least some value out of the Deathrite there by forcing the end step activation.
Yeah. That's fair. I still think you get a little bit of value out of it, but like, because all you need to do is survive another turn, and the Delver's gonna kill. All right. See, it'd be interesting to see how these guys sideboard.
Yeah, Shawn doesn't have a lot of sideboard cards in this matchup.
Now you tend to just try to be all right against it. It feels like a very 50-50 kind of matchup. Again, you both have your pros and cons for being in different colors.
Yeah,
and you just have to hope that it works out in your favor. And I would say that I think Shawn's pros are a little bit higher in game 1 just because he's the actual beatdown deck.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. Also, being on the play in the Daze Mirror, pretty good. Unless you draw the 4th Daze.
Unless you draw the 4th one.
Yeah, being a little awkward.
All right, well, we'll move on to game 2 as both Jeremy Edwards and Shawn Tabrizi try to face off to find out who is going to play Jordan Isaka in the finals.
Indeed. Shawn trying to get back-to-back finals.
And that is not easy.
No.
What about Jeremy's sideboard? Did he have anything that's going to really change things?
We actually don't have his deck listed. So, unfortunately, I can't answer that question.
So we'll just assume maybe.
He's got Sylvan Library. A potential card he could have would be Life from the Loam, which would combo with Wasteland.
Yeah.
Pretty powerful engine.
Like I really like Jeremy's removal suite for like opposing Delvers and things of that nature, but the Gurmag Angler again is going to be kind of the key here for Shawn. If he can stick another early one.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Jeremy has a Dismember somewhere to 75, but probably not more than 1 or maybe 2.
No, yeah. And that 4 life loss could be critical.
You're right, it is not irrelevant.
Stifle.
Force a Warrior Stifle.
I really want to land, please.
Yeah. And if Shawn had a daze there,
Lol.
it would be so brutal. But instead, Jeremy is going to get to crack his land.
The most fought over.
Yeah. Jeremy does get to play Magic.
Yeah. So now I wonder if he's got to turn through. You could brainstorm now. Probably guessing that the way is clear. There's no days.
It looks like that's what he's going to do.
Yeah, just main phase this. You don't have any interaction for your opponent's turn.
He drew into a Force.
And another blue spell.
A Delver. Which is not ideal.
Looks like he's putting Abrupt Decay and something else on top of his library. Looks like he has a Bayou in hand as well.
Yeah, he's going to be able to Abrupt Decay if Shawn has a Pyromancer or a Delver here.
And here comes the Taxian Probe. Let's see what you got. Show me what you got. Sylvan Library, Fatal Push, Force of Will, Delver of Secrets.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a decent fight over the Sylvan Library next turn.
No, yeah, that is huge if it resolves for Jeremy.
Yes. Shawn does not have a way to remove it if it does resolve. Flusterstorm cannot counter the actual library, though it could counter the Force.
Yeah. Does he have an actual counterspell though for?
He does not, but he's got Ponder to find potentially a Daze or a Force.
Yeah. It's a Stifle, a True Name Nemesis, and a black card. It might be a Deathrite Shaman.
I think that's a Dismember.
Or maybe Dismember. He's just gonna shuffle, get a blind card off the top.
Yeah, Stifle not going to be effective since he knows that Jeremy has the Bayou.
Yeah, notably, Shawn doesn't have things like Fatal Pushes or other things, so he's definitely going to want those Dismembers for Leovold if Jeremy has them.
Yes.
Jarvis, we haven't seen any Leovolds out of Jeremy's deck in the couple matches we've seen him play. Might just be unfortunate, or he could not be running them entirely.
Yeah, it's possible that he's playing different 3-drop instead, or a much lower to the ground version.
Yeah. So he finds that Abrupt Decay again, and he's going to just try to slam the Sylvan Library.
Yeah, that's going to work.
Shawn's going to have to say, yeah, that resolves. Not that I feel good about it, but it resolves. Finds a Wasteland off the top.
That's not bad. You can hit the blue in, huh?
Yeah.
And then
he's
still short of being able to play an Angler this turn, I believe.
Yeah. Jeremy's short on mana, although this Sylvan Library could quickly fix that.
Actually, I take it back. He will be able to exactly cast a Gurmag Angler.
Yeah.
Wasteland in the turn, putting up to 5 cards in graveyard.
Yeah, that's also pretty big. Forcing Jeremy into a you need to dig for lands. Also, you need to dig for a removal spell for this Gurmag Angler.
Yeah, it would involve tapping out, which is not necessarily safe. I believe he actually also knows that Jeremy has Force with blue card in hand.
Oh, yeah,
so,
fair.
Yeah, might not want to do that. I think Shawn also has a Pyroblast. A lot of reasons to not want to tap out here.
Yeah, especially because you could wait a turn.
Yeah.
He's just going to ponder. Fork Bolt, Lightning Bolt, and another blue card that I can't quite tell.
I want to say that's a Stifle.
That's what I was going to lean with, but can't see with his thumb in the way.
Yeah.
putting lightning bolt on top, so he's going to draw that. He's going to wasteland one of these lands here, probably the blue first.
Yeah, it's hitting the Underground Sea.
Yeah. There's that. And he gets a hold open lightning bolt in case Jeremy plays this Delver.
Well, Jeremy's got to find a blue source first.
Tombstalker, Fatal Push.
None of those are at
Daze.
Jeremy has no lands.
Ouch.
So now the question is, how much life is Jeremy willing to pay? Because Lightning Bolt...
I pay 8 life.
Alright, down to 10.
Oh, and this is going to be a huge
messing
indicator
around.
to Shawn that, like, he has actual nothing. Just pass the turn. Yeah, Lightning Bolt's a real card in this.
Yeah. Shawn might want to fire off this bolt end of turn, but I guess deciding not to. It doesn't change the clock with the Angler. All it would really do is stop Jeremy from paying even more life to this library if he wanted to.
Yeah. So here is Gurmag Angler coming down.
Shawn's got Flusterstorm and Pyroblast to defend this, so this Angler's almost certainly going to resolve.
Yeah. Gonna play Force of Will. He's just opting what he wants to discard. Daze is what he's going to discard.
Yeah. Doesn't have an island for the days, so it makes sense to get rid of it.
Here comes Flusterstorm.
Jeremy does not have a way to fight back. This Angler's going to resolve.
Yeah. So now he's debating, what are my outs?
He's gonna have to see some pretty good cards off the library this turn.
Yeah, and the problem, of course, as we were talking about with the, he's just gonna cast a Fatal Push on the Gurmag Angler.
Yeah, it puts a card in his graveyard. He does have the Tombstalker, so if he does manage to find another black source, he can cast that.
And he did.
Yeah.
And it's a fetch land that can get him a black-blue source. It'll put him to 8.
That is likely just gonna have to trade with this Angler.
Yeah, I think you're okay with that, though. So do you have a Stifle?
Does not.
Does not. Shuffle away.
Maybe trying a little bit too hard to bluff that when, if he did have it, he would obviously be firing it off.
Yeah. Yeah, very astute to cast that Fatal Push at the end of turn. Fatal Push is a really weird card. Like, I find it really odd that it can target things that it can't destroy.
Yes.
It's just debating what could you have.
Yeah.
It's just not enough.
You can't afford to play around days.
Yeah.
Has to just run this out there.
So now Shawn could brainstorm in response and try to find a Daze or find blue card Force of Will. And if he does find blue card Force of Will, he just wins.
Yes.
Because Bolt plus Angler hit.
Jeremy just no longer has the days to be able to counter back. But looks like he just finds Forge Bolt and a Delver.
Yeah.
So doesn't have 2 red mana to be able to point 2 bolts at the Tombstalker. But
Yeah.
maybe just gonna play this Delver, flip it, and hope that that can go the distance.
Yeah, I like that line of thought.
It's not gonna work because Jeremy has Abrupt Decay.
It doesn't have a fetch land either, so he's, kind of brainstorm locked into the next 3 draws, not being great with this Delver not going to be able to survive.
So he's gonna play the Delver with the spell still on top. That I'm not quite sure where he left on. Do you leave the Forge Bolt on top?
Yeah, he left
That
the
would
Fork
make
Bolt on
sense.
top.
Interesting now though, with Jeremy at 8, if he does choose to pay any more life to this library, then the bolts can just go at his face and steal the game that way.
Yeah, I think if you're Jeremy, you just, you can't play, you play around the bolts as best you can, but, yeah, block.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeremy can't block fast enough.
Yeah, no, please. So Jeremy got himself out of one Gurmag sticky situation, one fishy situation, as you would. But see if he can get himself out of another one. Sylvan Library.
Yeah, Jeremy has the removal
Fatal
for
Push.
Delver.
What is that black card?
That's Engineered Plague,
Engineered Plague and a
which
Force
is
of
an
Will.
interesting answer to Young Pyromancer. You can name Elemental and kill all the tokens, or more realistically, name Human and just kill the Pyromancer.
Yeah, and kill Delvers.
Well, it also would kill your own Delvers, which is a little awkward.
So he does have a Fatal Push here. He could opt to Fatal Push this. Oh no, because you don't have enough mana. Awkward.
Yeah.
He didn't find a third land in the top either.
Nope.
Both our players are sitting on pretty awkward top couple cards.
Yeah, he's gonna decay this Delver, but waiting until Shawn reveals Forked Bolt to get a little bit of extra information.
Yeah. Forked Bolt can only target creatures, so that's pretty important.
No, it can target.
It can target players?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's got 5 points of burn. That's right. I'm thinking of... What am I thinking of? I don't know. Something else. Twin Bolt or something.
See, same 3 cards with still no land.
Like, both these players are just, like, trying to find their way into...
Yeah, Jeremy really needs to find a creature. Because Shawn doesn't have any... Well, he found a Delver, which is maybe just going to get red blasted.
I think he had this Delver for... since that Force Will play.
Yeah,
really early on.
Yeah, that's possible.
He just found the time to deploy it. Another Lightning Bolt.
So now it's interesting. We'll see if Shawn is willing to try to use all of these burn spells.
Yeah. Like,
he's got 8 points of burn with Jeremy at 8, but he only has 1 red source. So it's going to be a pretty slow clock if he's willing to go that route.
Yeah, 3 turns of Bolt effect and hoping none of them get countered.
Yeah, he also doesn't know Jeremy has the Hydro Blast in his hand, so it's not going to work.
Yeah. Flipping Delver. Drawing.
Well, there's a fetch land.
Into the land. Okay.
It doesn't need either of those removal spells.
Attack for 3. Shawn says, okay, I will take 3.
Yeah, I think Shawn's just going to try to pull Jeremy out.
Yeah. The other option, of course, is to try to Pyroblast this Delver to weed out or to get rid of the clock that's on board. And then you try to do this, but yeah, he's going to just fire off a Lightning Bolt.
Yeah, Jeremy can let this one resolve.
Yeah.
He does know about the Forked Bolt, but I don't think you have to just fire off a counter on the first burn spell.
No, yeah.
Goes down to 5. If Shawn does end up drawing another red spell, or another red land, then he'll be able to leave Pyroblast up. But instead just draws a young Pyromancer.
Yeah.
Still being limited to only 1 spell per turn.
Ouch. This is where splashing for that tropical island kind of hurts.
That's true.
You know, it gives you marginal points in certain matchups and costs you some. Shawn's going to say, go ahead.
Jeremy choosing not to shuffle there. Willing to just draw the Engineered Plague.
Okay, you're at 11.
And now, after Shawn fires off the second bolt, Jeremy's going to know what's up. He knows about the Forked Bolt. This one you probably have to counter.
Yeah. This one costs more than the Forked Bolt.
Well, there's a Ponder.
Find another Forked Bolt.
Yeah, but
No lands yet. You
2
could
plus
just
2
shuffle.
only
Is
gets
that
him
a-
up to 4.
Is that black card a Gurmag?
If it is, then that's great. Shawn's going to be able to play that one with Pyroblast
It
up.
is. Wow. Here's a zombie fish. Probably leaving a lightning bolt. In case he
don't
draws
believe-
Snapcaster
He
Mage.
doesn't have Snapcasters in his deck.
No?
So
Okay, then
doesn't
yeah,
matter.
you're just... everything.
The only thing that matters is leaving a instant sorcery for death, right?
Alright.
Now the question is he going to use a removal spell on the Delver now? He can reasonably assume Jeremy doesn't have a counter given that this Gurmag resolved.
Yeah, I like playing, maybe playing... Young Pyromancer out here as well. Because you're probably not dead on the next turn that Jeremy's going to have. And it puts out 2 threats that he has to deal with.
The problem is that the Pyromancer is not a threat by itself. It, just a 2/1 without being able to follow up with any other spells is not.
That's fair. I guess you know that Jeremy has a Fatal Push, or he likely has a Fatal Push because he revealed it to flip the Delver.
Did he?
Yeah,
there's a push in his yard. I'm not sure if that's the same one that he revealed or a different.
It's not. It's the he knows he has one in hand.
Sure.
There's a Tarmogoyf. What card types are in yard? Just creature, instant, land. So it's a 3/4.
Well, that plus the Delver can threaten to double block, which might not be worst line.
Yeah, it won't work because Jeremy knows that Shawn has Fork Bolt. So he'll likely Fork Bolt the Delver anyway, and then attack in. Yeah, I don't know what Jeremy's outs are here. It's just super awkward. He wasn't able to establish the clock quick enough, and again he kind of got stuck into that loop of not having enough lands to do what he needed to.
Yeah, definitely. Even with the library in play, missing his third land for 3 or 4 turns, I want to say. Yeah, it's really unfortunate for Jeremy. And on top of that, in the matchup where both players have a lot of removal for small creatures, but almost no removal for Gurmag Angler, Shawn drew both of his Gurmag Anglers.
Yeah, what's really crazy is that Jeremy did himself 8 damage in this matchup off of Sylvan Library. But that means he dug, an extra 2 cards deep and still saw 3 more non-land spells.
Yeah.
He's just going to attack in.
Yeah, deciding that he's not going to win this game by blocking, knowing that the Delver can just die to the Fork Bolt.
Yeah.
May as well get him 3 damage while I still can.
Yeah. Shawn is contemplating this Pyroblast. And he will.
Finally going to do it.
Yep. And that was Jeremy's kind of hope, is that maybe you can find enough chain of chump blockers that are large enough not to die to Fork Bolt.
Yes.
Very specific.
It's also showcasing the difference in that Shawn has access to the bolts and Jeremy does not. So
yeah,
even if the Delver had been able to get in a couple more hits of damage, Jeremy couldn't top deck a lightning bolt to finish the game off.
Yeah, definitely not. Comes up Pyromancer. He's got a Brainstorm as well. Yeah, he's gonna just try to Fatal Push that young Pyromancer. Here comes
Brainstorm to get a 1/1.
Found a Fork Bolt. Man, these Brainstorms and stuff have been so awkward this game.
Yeah.
Just not finding lands, not being able to shuffle away.
Both the Brainstorms and the Sylvan Libraries.
Yeah, both Fork Bolts are tough. He did find a Death by Shawn though.
Well, that's probably going to end up being too slow, but it's good insurance just in case Jeremy draws something here.
Yeah, well, he has an Engineered Plague. If he finds a blocker, maybe. No, those aren't.
None of those are going to do it.
Yeah.
No, we're going to likely move on to Game 3 pretty soon here.
Opting not to just kill himself. This was the turn he had the chance to, if he wanted to.
Yes.
Sometimes it's just about taking the joy away from your opponent.
Gonna play it out to the bitter end.
Go to Game 3. Wow, 2 pretty tight games so far.
Yes.
Very close.
As expected in these Delver mirrors.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeremy looked like he was pretty far ahead that game by sticking the library, but missing on his third land for just a little bit too long.
Yeah, missed his third land and missed establishing a threat on board, while Shawn had a Dirtle with only having red spells in hand and only 1 red source.
Yeah.
Super interesting. Looks like Jeremy's reattacking the way he's doing his sideboard plans.
Yeah, and Shawn doing the same as well.
He's taking Thought Seizes out. Wonder if he's going to try to bring in something to deal with Gurmag Angler if he's got another copy. Yeah, Gurmag Angler's so awkward for a lot of decks in Legacy to deal with.
Yeah, less sorts of plowshares makes the big creatures a lot better. So both Angler doing good work this weekend and Merit Lage.
Yeah. Yes, the life gain off of swords does matter when the creature's large enough.
It's true. And these Delver decks probably running no basics.
No, yeah.
Maybe people should be playing Path.
Maybe. Or at least sideboard. But again, like, how many white decks do we have? The 2 Jeskai decks, I guess.
Yeah.
For top 8.
A couple of Death and Taxes that did not end up making it too far.
The Death and Taxes might have some sideboard paths.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they have maybe 4 swords plus 2 or 3 paths in the 75.
Yeah. But, like, there's not a lot of, like, you know, there's no Abzan or any kind of those kinds of decks that might run white. No Esper, like Deathblade, no white Stoneblade.
The only Stoneblade decks that we saw were the Jeskai variants, both of which made top 8.
Here we go, as Shawn is trying to decide what he wants to do here for his sideboard plans as well, if he wants to change up what he's doing. He's got a couple Cabal therapies he's thinking about maybe adding back in.
That's a card that Shawn has 0 copies of his main deck, choosing to main deck all of the stifles and sideboard all the Cabal therapies, as opposed to some Grixis Delver lists that have a split of both.
Yeah, I like the tactic of having one and not the other, just for the sake that everything in the deck does the same thing.
Yeah, the package of Stifle, Daze, and Wasteland, definitely all of those cards get a lot better the more of them that you have.
Yeah.
You can completely shut your opponent out of casting spells sometimes.
It also reduces some of the variance in your deck. If you end up losing because you needed the Cabal Therapy effect, so be it. But I think you can kind of gauge maybe your meta, especially if you're an experienced player like Shawn. You kind of know the changes in your meta, what you should be doing, and you run one or the other.
Sure.
Also, I think in general in our meta currently, like Cabal Therapy is a little harder to turn on because you want like Young Pyromancer or something that you can zack to it, which isn't necessarily the how you're going to be in every game. There's a lot of interactive Delverish kind of decks that are.
Or you just got to be really good and always know what's in your opponent's hand.
There you go. It's like Go Fish.
One more Wasteland from Jeremy. All right. He's got a Buyer in his hand, but he wants to protect that from a potential Wasteland from Shawn.
Yeah, I like that.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's just all in on Sylvan Library again this game.
Yeah. It could make sense. I mean, and he's got a couple dazes, but no blue source, looks like.
Yeah. He's got a little bit of removal in case Shawn has a fast threat, but he really is just all in on this library.
The question is, Shawn does have a Force of Will.
Ooh, and Jeremy drew a Force.
That's big.
Yeah. He's going to be able to win this fight. I don't think Shawn has a Daze.
Yeah. Jeremy notably has that Dark Blast. That Dark Blast is going to be able to do some work as well. Pitching Ponder to Force of Will.
Makes sense. Jeremy absolutely going to force back.
Daze. Okay.
Yeah, library sticks.
Library sticks. Let's see if it can do some work this time.
Yeah.
I mean, it did work last time. It's not like it didn't. Didn't have enough fetches to fully abuse it.
Jeremy really needs another land this game, though, not having any blue mana.
Yeah. His Young Pyromancer, this is going to get Dark Blasted to all hell. And this will really help him because if he doesn't see...
Jeremy even going to upkeep the Dark Blast so he can dredge it back immediately.
Yeah, I like that. Because you can replace one of the draws with the dredge.
Yeah.
2, 3. He's not going to do it this turn.
And I don't think there's a land there.
There's not. There's a Wasteland. But that's not a real land. He's going to take 4. Again, he's got to be kind of careful because of the reach of Lightning Bolts. But I kind of like double Wastelanding here.
Yeah, may as well. You're not doing anything else.
Hope that you inadvertently screw your opponent.
Shawn does have his third volcanic island.
Yeah, but no black source. You can see Shawn's hand shaking just a bit.
He's got a... Interesting that he wants to lead on Brainstorm.
Oh, you found a Deathrite Shaman, Gurmag Angler on top of his deck. No black source as of yet.
Yeah, he does have the Ponder as a way to shuffle, but he's only been able to shuffle one of these cards away, and he's going to have to wait a turn. Not to mention that if Jeremy managed to find another Wasteland, which...
And Jeremy found a blue source.
Yeah.
Blue source Tombstalker. Can he...
He cannot play the Tombstalker this turn, but he will be able to daze Shawn's Ponder next turn, which is going to be absolutely brutal.
Yeah, and not only can he daze it, but he can also, if he really wants to cast the Tombstalker next turn, he can dredge the Dark Blast after drawing the...
That's true. Also going to run out of Dover there.
Yeah, makes sense. Does he do it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. This daze isn't going to be good for much else. Hey, Shawn, how's this daze feel? After getting 4 in game 1.
Yeah. Jeremy will not have days for days, but he only needed the one this game.
Yeah. He just needed days for day. Again, this is what I love about Legacy and these particular decks in general. There's just these matchups are super interactive, super tight.
Is Jeremy considering? All right, he paused there in the end step. I was wondering if he was considering Fatal pushing his own Delver solely to turn on Tombstalker, which would be pretty big investment.
No, so the downside here is that he put Tombstalker land on top of his library, so he was debating if he wanted to dredge away to try to flip the Delver.
Oh, but he put the Tombstalker back.
Yeah, the Tombstalker was on top, and he
doesn't
want
to dredge away. Though he could have drawn the Tombstalker and then dredged for one of the later draws off of the library.
Yes, but the thing is, that's past the upkeep step where Delver checks.
Yeah, he would not be able to flip Delver, but he would be able to get enough cards in the graveyard to flip or to cast the Tombstalker.
Yeah.
It looks like he's content to just play things a little bit slower.
Yeah, I think you're fine with this. We'll attack in for 1. And then Tombstalker will likely come out here. No, he's just going to play another Delver. And he left a Force of Will on top of his library, so I know both these are going to flip.
And he knows that Shawn is still Brainstorm locked.
Yeah, and he found a Delver of Secrets.
Yeah.
Which will die to the Fatal Push.
Yeah, Shawn might have to just run out a Dismember here. Looks like that's what he's going to do.
Feeling Force of Will.
Yeah. Do it now before Jeremy has a chance to draw the Force.
Yeah.
But this Dismember will no longer be able to hit the Tombstalker.
Yeah, this is going to be...
Shawn's probably going to be left without an out to it.
This is going to be a pretty brutal turn. And this Delver is going to flip. And then now he needs to decide if he wants to dredge, which he doesn't.
No.
Found another Tombstalker.
It's the same Tombstalker. He keeps putting it back on top. But not anymore. Now the Tombstalker gets to come out.
This Stalker is going to be stocking some tombs. And he found another land in case Shawn has a daze for whatever reason.
Yeah, this is just going to be a shuffle, getting rid of land Force Will on top of his deck. He paused there even though Shawn's tapped out.
Yeah.
Obviously can't stifle.
He's just got,
just being courteous.
PTSD, post-traumatic stifle disorder.
Yeah, and taking a look at Shawn's deck, he has just the one Dismember, so now no single card that can remove the Tombstalker. And that's
delving away, leaving the Dark Blast.
Yeah.
I like that.
Certainly game over.
Yeah. Found another Delver of Secrets. And he's just going to scoop it up. Wow. So Jeremy Edwards propelling through the Sultai Delver.
Yeah, really awkward draws there from both players.
Yeah.
With a lot of missed land drops despite drawing a lot of cards, but it is the Sultai version of Delver that ends up taking this one down.
Yeah.
Need to play against Jordan Isaka in our finals.